All right, Griffin, this one is all about getting to play jazz time on the cymbal and hi-hat, and then getting some independence, some control of the left hand while that pattern repeats. So as we've talked about, the first thing you want to do is just play the pattern and play it for a while till it gets comfortable. And the motion underneath that is triplets. You get the dang, check it the dang, check it the dang 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 it. So feel that triplet underneath. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. And vary the tempos. You might want to play it faster sometimes. And you might want to play it, you should play it slower. The more you do just that cymbal and hi-hat, the easier it will be to add something to it. So then we're going to do the left hand on the 4 quarter notes. And you want to do that till that's really relaxed and comfortable. And you want to try and make the cymbal and the hi-hat louder than the snare drum. Let me do that again. And again, vary the tempo, but get that feeling. Everything else will be easier if that's really solid. And you want to remember you come in quarter note on beat 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the anticipated note is after 2 and after 4. 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1, 2, a 3. Once that's comfortable, now we're going to try and get the 8th note on the offbeat. And so that's the ands. And the and after 1 and the and after 3, because as I just said, it's a quarter note on beat 1 and a quarter note on beat 3. There's no cymbal note in between, so it's pretty simple. And again, play that as often as you can, as long as you can, so that it gets totally comfortable, totally automatic. On beats 2 and 4, there is an anticipated note anticipating beat 3, anticipating beat 1. 1, 2, and a 3, 4, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1. That note will fall in unison between the cymbal and the hi-hat. Cymbal and the snare drum. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Okay, and then the challenge then is to put those two together. So you're playing the end of 1, no cymbal note, end of 2, cymbal note, unison. End of 3, no cymbal note, end of 4, unison. I'll slow it down. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, and the last one, now you're not going to get to this for a little while, depending on how successful you are getting just the offbeats, is putting those two together so you're playing all the 8th notes. And that will sound like this. Okay, don't worry about this too much for now, but I don't want to have to make another video. You can just refer back to this one when we get to this. Another way of thinking about that, all the eighth note pattern, is both hands are in unison, except for the and of 1 and the and of 3, you'll add with the left hand. So if I just played both hands exactly the same, 1, 2, now all I have to add is the and of 1 and the and of 2, and of 3. And just to get you thinking about it, again, you don't need to worry about this now, but we're going to do the same thing with our bass drum. When you're playing jazz, you want the freedom to play any rhythm, any limb, any time. So I could play. Four quarter notes on the bass drum, cymbal and hi-hat playing time. I could play the offbeats, and of 1, and of 3. I'll just play the easy one. And just like when you're playing it on the snare drum, the bass drum, whichever limb is the and of 1, will anticipate beat 2. And if you play it on the end of 2 and end of 4, it will follow the hi-hat. 1, 2, and. Put them together. And all the eighth notes. Again, start with unison. Add the end of 1 and the end of 3. Okay, and then the goal ultimately is that freedom to play that motion and use the left hand in the bass drum for what we call comping, accompanying, supporting and pushing the soloist forward, interacting with the other members of the rhythm section, the guys who back up, the piano, the bass, the drums, guitar, and find that support for the lead instrument. Okay, it's a lot, but it'll get you started. Good enough. We'll talk soon. See you on Wednesday. Bye.